I'm at the Graduate Employment Conference in Leeds, and I'm with Andy Westwood, CEO of GuildHE. Andy's just run a track in the unconference part of the day. Andy, can you just tell us what your track was about and some of the highlights of the debate?
Sure. Well, the highlight's just being here, obviously. The track was really just looking at what the labour market statistics actually say about graduate employment. We're bombarded pretty regularly these days with media stories about graduate unemployment, particularly because fees have tripled, and there's a discussion out there in the media, in families, in politics about whether higher education is still worth it, and everyone's kind of trying to anticipate whether young people and kind of older applicants decide that it isn't anymore. And so there's all sorts of stories knocking around about graduates being out of work, graduates being underemployed, so maybe not doing the job that they thought they were going to do, pulling pints instead of performing as an actor or an artist or whatever. So what I tried to do in the track was just tease that out a bit and see what the labour market stats, the labour market data actually says. And what it actually says is that the UK still produces lower than the OECD average in terms of the number of graduates in the economy. Everyone kind of assumes we produce too many. If that's the case, other countries are producing many, many more than us. And that the returns are still strong. So in employment terms, the graduate employment rate is still at 90% or higher. For particular institutions, it's even higher than that. Whilst the recession has meant that there is a problem, and it's taking people a little bit longer to find not just a job but the particular type of job that they want, they're still likely to do so, and they're still much more likely to do so than people with lower or no qualifications at all, where the employment rate is sort of 50, 60, or for no qualifications much lower than 50%. So basically the value of a degree at that macro level is still very, very strong. And what we did really in the track was just try and understand whether that felt the same, that felt like the accurate picture, not just across the country, but in the individual labour markets and sectors and institutions, where conference attendees have kind of come from. So it was good stuff, really. I think people were reasonably reassured, but still questions out there about, are we doing what employers want? Could it be better? The answer to both of those is yes. It could probably be better, and there's still a way to go on what employers want. We did point out that sometimes it's important to not look at what employers say, but look at what they actually do. In terms of who they hire and why, and also their responsibility to carry on training people. The world keeps changing. It's their responsibility as much as individuals to kind of anticipate and follow that. So yeah, it was a good session. I think.
Great, Andy. Thank you very much.